3. Question about Vietnamese cuisine. 1. Make the introduction of Vietnamese cuisine. What makes Vietnamese cuisine different from the cuisine of other parts of the world? What are the differences in food/cuisine/culinary culture between Vietnam and Western countries? Make the introduction of Vietnamese cuisine. Vietnamese cuisine is very diverse and rich. It is the harmonious and delicate combination of ingredients, colors, flavors and nutrition, and it uses a lot of rice, reflecting the influence of wet rice civilization. Vietnamese cuisine has some main characteristics as follows. 1. The regional feature. Vietnamese cuisine is divided into 3 regions due to geographical fators, including the north with mild flavor, the central with spicy flavor and the south with the sweet flavor. 2. The balance. Vietnamese cuisine focuses the balance of the yin and yang, the harmony of sour, spicy, salty, sweet flavors. 3. Using a lot of vegetables. It can be said that Vietnamese people use the most green vegetables and herbs in the world, from boiled, stir-fried, picked, salad to eaten raw. 4. Using sauce fish. The use of sauce fish is very popular in cooking Vietnamese dishes. What are the differences in food/cuisine/culinary culture between Vietnam and Western countries? 1. Ingredients. Vietnam, using a lot of green vegetables and herbs such as ginger, chili, lemongrass, basil, shiso, Vietnamese balm, Vietnamese coriander. The Western, using a lot of meat such as beef and lamb along with tubers like potatoes, carrots, tomatoes, and sauces. 2. Spices. Vietnam, using a special seasoning that is sauce fish in mostly dishes. Besides using soya sauce, shrimp paste is quite popular. In addition, Vietnam has a lot of other native spices that are found in the tropics. The Western, mainly using basic seasoning like salt, sugar, MSG, pepper, chili, garlic. 3. Cooking methods. Vietnam, using diverse cooking methods and focusing on preserve the natural flavors of ingredients. The Western, using simple cooking methods and focusing on sauces to foster the aroma of the dish. 4. Food presentation. Vietnam, dishes are presented sophisticatedly with a lot of colors and decorations. The Western, dishes are presented simply and elegantly. 5. How to enjoy food. Vietnam, using chopsticks and share a bowl of fish sauce or dipping sauce that shows the community spirit. The Western, using knife, fork, and spoon to enjoy food. 2. Could you describe a typical Vietnamese family meal? What dishes/foods that Vietnamese often have in their meals? Are there any unique eating/table manners to which we need pay attention? Could you describe a typical Vietnamese family meal? A typical Vietnamese family meal normally includes 6 kinds of dishes as follows. 1. Boiled rice, cooked by boiling rice in a pot. 2. Soup, cooking meat, fish, crab, shrimp with vegetables or tubers. 3. Savory, usually braised, stewed, stir-fried, fried, boiled dishes made from meat, fish, shrimp, eggs or tofu. 4. Vegetables, fresh green vegetable can be boiled or stir-fried. 5. Dipping sauce, mainly as fish sauce, sometimes as soya sauce. 6. Herbs, some herbs served with savory and dipping sauce such as basil, cilantro, shiso, Vietnamese balm, Vietnamese coriander, bean sprouts. What dishes/foods that Vietnamese often have in their meals? Firstly, boiled rice. Secondly, boiled, stir-fried vegetables or vegetable soup. Next, dipping sauce like fish sauce or soya sauce. Finally, braised pork, fried eggs, braised chicken, stir-fried beef. Are there any unique eating/table manners to which we need pay attention? 1. Invitations, you should invite everyone around you before eating to show the respect to them. 2. Using chopsticks. Plus, when serving food to others, you should turn chopsticks over to ensure hygiene. Plus, do not use your chopsticks to stir the bowl of dipping sauce to ensure hygiene. Plus, do not stick your chopsticks vertically into a bowl of rice because this thing evokes the bowl of rice in the funeral. 3. Eating. Plus, when you eat, you should try to avoid making noise. Plus, if you want to finish eating, you should notify everyone of that thing. 3. Could you list out the craziest foods/dishes in Vietnam? Such as duck embryo? 1. Ballot or duck embryo, using boiled duck embryo as a dish served with herbs as ginger, pepper, Vietnamese coriander. 2. Blood pudding. There are some popular kinds of blood pudding including pig, duck and goat blood pudding. How to make blood pudding. Firstly, you pour raw blood into a bowl, then you mix a solution consisting of cooked water, MSG, fish sauce, salt. Next, you pour this solution in the bowl of raw blood and use chopstick to stir the new mixture in a couple of minutes. Thirdly, you chop boiled meat, cartilage and onion, then put them in a big bowl. Finally, you pour the mixture made previously into the big bowl, then stir it and wait for 30 minutes to make the blood pudding. This dish served with roast peanuts and basil. 3. Shrimp paste. Mixing shrimp and salt, put mixture into a jar, then cover it and let it ferment in 6 months to gain the product. Shrimp paste has a strong smell and used a kind of dipping sauce for boiled meat, fried tofu, rice noodle. 4. Animal organs. Vietnamese people eat boiled pig intestine, kidney, liver, heart and the same to chicken, duck, goose. 5. Coconut worms. Coconut worm. Plump and juicy coconut worms wriggle in a bowl of fish sauce that make you scared. 4. What specialties should I try in Hanoi? And where can I have those? 1. Pho. Cham chicken pho located at 68 Yen Ninh Street, Hanoi. Bat Dan beef pho located at 49 Bat Dan Street, Hanoi. Chin Tang pho rolls located at 7 Mac Din Chi Street, Hanoi. 2. Grilled fish. La Vong grilled fish located at 14 Cha California Street, Hanoi. 3. Bun cha. Vietnamese grilled pork with rice noodles Obama bun cha located at 24 Le Van Hue Street, Hanoi. 4. Fish noodle soup. Van fish noodle soup located at 174 Quan Ton Street, Hanoi. 5. Crab spring roll. This restaurant has 2 branches located at 117 Bui Ti Xian Street and 106K Zhongbo Street. 6. Sandworm omelette. Hang Bio sandworm omelette located at 244 Lo Duc Street, Hanoi. 7. Egg coffee. Zhong Coffee located 39 Nguyen Hue Huan Street, Hanoi. 8. Green sticky rice cake. Bao Min green sticky rice cake located at 12 Hangdan Street, Hanoi. 5. How to make the following drinking and dishes. You should list out the needed ingredients and then how to cook/make the dishes. 1. Bun cha. Vietnamese grilled pork with rice vermicelli noodles. Ingredients: rice, pork, onion, garlic, green papaya, carrot, herbs, shiso, Vietnamese balm, lettuce. Spices: MSG, salt, fish sauce, sugar, pepper, vinegar. How to make. Step 1. Making noodles. Dip rice in the water about 24 hours, grind wet rice to gain wet flour, then ferment the wet flour around 3 hours. Next, eliminate acid water from the wet flour and then dry the wet flour to gain the dough. Finally, press the dough go through a mold with many small holes to shape noodles and raw noodle is cooked in a pot of boiling water to gain the noodles. Step 2. Making grilled pork. Chop pork finely and add MSG, fish sauce, pepper, chopped onion. Then, shape this mixture into meatballs. Slice pork and then add MSG, fish sauce, pepper to marinate them for 10 minutes. Next, grill meatballs and slices to gain grilled pork. Step 3. Making dipping sauce. Peel green papaya, carrot and slice them into small pieces. Put these small pieces into a bowl and pour cooked water into the bowl. Then, add fish sauce, pepper, garlic, sugar, vinegar to make dipping sauce. Noodles, grilled pork and dipping sauce served with herbs including lettuce, shiso, and Vietnamese balm. 2. Pho bo, Vietnamese beef noodle pho. Ingredients: rice, beef and beef bones, onion, ginger, star anise, cinnamon, cardamom. Herbs: cilantro, spring onion. Spices: MSG, salt, fish sauce. How to make. Step 1. Making flat rice noodles. Dip rice in the water about 24 hours, grind wet rice to gain wet flour. Use a piece of cloth to cover the top of a boiling water pot, then scoop the wet flour onto the cloth and spread it out thinly. After a couple of minutes, take the thin flour layer out and slice it to gain the flat rice noodles. Step 2. Making broth. Put beef bones into a big pot and add water, star anise, cinnamon, cardamom, fish sauce, salt. Roast onion and ginger and then crush them, add them into the big pot. Finally, stew this mixture for 24 hours to gain the broth. Step 3. Making beef. Boil beef and then silce it to gain cooked beef slices used for beef pho. Slice raw beef to gain raw beef slices used for rare beef pho. How to make a bowl of beef pho. You put flat rice noodles into a bowl, add cooked beef slices, the broth, cilantro and spring onion. To make rare beef pho, you only need to use raw beef slices instead of cooked beef slices. 3. Pho Quan, rolling pho or Vietnamese rolling pho. Ingredients: rice, beef, garlic, green papaya, carrot, herbs, basil, cilantro, lettuce. Spices: MSG, salt, fish sauce, sugar, pepper, vinegar. How to make. Step 1. Making round rice noodles. Dip rice in the water about 24 hours, grind wet rice to gain wet flour. Use a piece of cloth to cover the top of a boiling water pot, then scoop the wet flour onto the cloth and spread it out thinly. After a couple of minutes, take the thin flour layer out and cool down to gain round rice noodles. Step 2. Making stir-fried beef. Slice beef and then add garlic, MSG, fish sauce, pepper to marinate them for 10 minutes. Next, stir-fry them to gain stir-fried beef used as a kind of filling. Step 3. Making dipping sauce. Peel green papaya, carrot and slice them into small pieces. Put these small pieces into a bowl and pour cooked water into the bowl. Then, add fish sauce, pepper, garlic, sugar, vinegar to make dipping sauce. How to make a piece of rolling pho. You put stir-fried beef along with lettuce, basil, cilantro in the center of the round rice noodle and then wrap it into a cylinder. Finally, dip it into the dipping sauce to enjoy.